So it's 3, 2, 1. We are live to the audience. Over to you.
So good morning, friends, and welcome to Life Pharma Coalition. So after a brief sabbatical, I am once again back to start the LPC presentation, which was so very synonymous just until a few weeks back. Well, because of some of the priorities, I was unable, but ICS sir made a request that today he himself is the speaker, and we are going to discuss on a very important topic, that is artificial intelligence. So for that reason, he wanted somebody with a natural competency so that he can go for something artificial. So he requested me in the morning, and so here I am in front of all of you presenting Life Pharma Coalition. As I always believe, training is more of a facilitation, and in fact, the trainer should not be someone like a sage on the stage. He should be someone who is a guide by the side. So he should be a person not at all with any imperfection, but a person who has accepted the imperfections and has shown his vulnerability so that he can make himself or herself available to the trainees to take them to a new level as far as training is concerned. In fact, Life Pharma Coalition, right from the days of COVID, when the doors were shut for physical learning and development, LPC opened the windows to a virtual learning and development. And this saga of learning has continued from there on. And today here we are on LPC 173. So we have encompassed 172 steps so that we can enhance the learning and development of the pharmaceutical industry professionals. So on LPC 173, I believe that we should never be like a mountain. A mountain is very high, very rock solid, but it cannot encompass any water. Instead, let us be like a valley, which is not very high, but which can encompass a lot of water. So we should also be like valleys. Every day we should be open for learning and development, because learning is a continuous process. Learning keeps us young. Learning keeps us updated. And as we say, in this era where the shelf life of any skill is 2 to 3 years, it becomes very impertinent for us that we keep ourselves updated and upgraded with whatever latest is happening in the pharmaceutical industry, or as such in any industry in general. There has been a lot of talks about generic medicines coming to become the new forte as far as doctors' prescriptions are concerned. And there was a hue and cry as far as how are we going to be authentic as far as quality of the medicine is concerned when a doctor is going to prescribe generic. See, when a member of parliament can say which water filter is better, when a member of parliament can definitely say that which mobile collection is better, even when the prime minister of a country can vouch for a internet connection, then why can't a doctor vouch for the quality or the brand of a medicine that will be good for the patients? Well, I leave it to my audience, who can definitely throw light on why a doctor cannot be very sure about which brand is the best and which one he or she should prescribe. But it's time I take you through the presentation of LPC, where we are going to see the journey of LPC so far. Yes. So once again, welcome to Life Pharma Coalition, which is a global knowledge and networking forum for the pharma professionals. Each week, we take a deep dive into manufacturing, sales and marketing, global packaging, supply chain, HR, L&D, academics, and we are always live on Facebook as well as YouTube. In fact, this is the strong executive team of LPC who meet week after week so that we can bring before you some of the most pertinent and relevant topics that are very much there in the pharmaceutical industry. This slide presents the mentors and advisors who have been there with us right from the beginning and have always guided us through thick and thin, and have always given us relevant topics to be discussed in LPC. Thank you so much, Pharma Ratna Universe 2022 and Shabas sir, for giving us the Healthcare Webinar of the Year award. And in fact, this has increased our responsibility as far as the content and the quality of LPC sessions are concerned. When COVID closed the doors for learning and development, we opened the windows. But then as COVID started reducing, we opened the physical learning, and LPC 100 Conclave was our first physical meet at Mumbai. And thank you so much, the entire pharmaceutical fraternity, for your overwhelming support for that program. In fact, the second LPC Conclave, that is 125 at Ahmedabad, was one of the most successful LPC physical sessions. And thank you so much, Dr. Ganesh Naik, for being the guest of honor and sharing your learnings from the pharmaceutical industry with us. We will remain truly indebted to you. LPC Conclave 3.0 was at Navi Mumbai, and this was a time we felt that not only are we going to bring in the leaders of the pharma industry, but we are also going to have the future leaders of pharmaceutical industry along with us. And this time the venue was SIES School of Business Studies, Navi Mumbai, and we had the students and the faculties of pharmaceutical management with us, so that not only did we have a glance of today's leaders in pharma industry, but we also had a glance at the future leaders of the pharma industry who were definitely gearing so that they can take up the responsibilities in the pharma industry. The next was LPC 150 Conclave at Hyderabad, and we followed suit with, once again, the students of NIPER Hyderabad as far as LPC engagement was concerned. So thank you once again, the students of NIPER, as well as the faculties, the professors, and the principal, for giving us your unfettered support so that we could make this session a grand success. Well, now it is once again time for LPC 175 Conclave at Mumbai. And this time, once again, for registration, you can contact Mr. Yashwant Mishra, Mr. ICS Verma, or me on our given numbers. And the date is 3rd of September, that's Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And already we have registered the leaders for LPC 175 Conclave, and they are all there on your screen, but still we are open to more registrations, and we are looking forward to all of you for your overwhelming support. So please don't waste any more time. It is 5,000 rupees registration for each person, and please come and register yourself so that you can be a part of this wonderful learning journey as far as LPC is concerned. Well, these are the leaders: Mr. O.P. Singh, Mr. Venugopal Vijendran, then there is Mr. Manoj Saxena, Mr. Dilip Singh Rathore, Mr. Gagan Atreja, and of course, Mr. Shabaz Alam, who will always be there as our keynote speakers. And we look forward to welcoming them at SIE School of Business Studies, Navi Mumbai. Now, coming to today's session, which is LPC 173 Leadership. Today, we are in fact going to discuss on a very, very important part of pharma industry currently, that is unlocking the artificial intelligence tools, the beginner's guide. Well, as I believe that pharmaceutical industry was pretty averse as far as embracing technology was concerned, and it was COVID, in fact, which hastened the artificial intelligence technology as far as pharma industry is concerned. But since we have now embraced this technology, it's time we learn something more about it. So who better than ICS sir, who has always been a tech-savvy person for LPC and for the pharmaceutical industry, to take us on a journey of unlocking AI tools. And along with me, I also have Mr. Deepak Loyalka as a panelist, who is a DGM of JB Pharma. So without much ado, So I will hand it over to Mr. Deepak Loyalka so that he can introduce ICS and also have a small discussion as far as AI tools are concerned in the pharma industry. So it's over to Mr. Deepak Loyalka for the next part of the presentation.
Hi, good morning to everyone, and good morning, and thank you, Arpan, for giving such a good context. I think Life Pharma Coalition in itself has now become a big name, where we can see showcasing so many good leaders sharing their insight in all the pharma industry. And most important today, the need of the market is that how today market dynamics are changing. And important for all of us to understand that we have to adapt, and we have to really, if we want to grow and if we want to be, running with the pace of how market, we have to adapt the new advancements and new technologies and new changes which are happening in the field of in the field of pharmaceuticals. So who better than Mr. ICS, because I have been associated with him almost now more than a decade now, where if I see today we are talking about technology. And when I came first time in 2012 to Mumbai, my first and foremost thing, which assignment, which worked upon was how technology is going to change the pharmaceuticals. So we were much, our thought were much, much earlier, but somewhere we were not able to formulate at that time. Ideally, if we would have formulated at that time, we would have been the first in the industry to do that. How today, now everyone is talking about, digitalization, and now that this is now much, much beyond digitalization. So who better than Mr. ICS can speak on that? And we have parallelly worked a lot in the field of technology and learned a lot. So, and even in current practices now, people, even a younger generation are much, much worse than us to how to take this artificial intelligence tool, chat GTP, everything is now there in hand. And time has been the most important, most precious, which has helped, which is helped by virtue of the digitalization things which has happened. So now, ICS sir, over to you.
Thank you, Arpan, and thank you, Deepak, for such a wonderful introduction and setting the context. And both of you, being my brothers, I always, have the special connection with both of you, Deepak with Cipla and Arpan in LPC. So whenever, anything, any requirement is there, you're always there at a kind of, just a phone call. And once again, thanks for joining today's discussion, because it's going to be definitely, what I can promise is definitely productive and will be helpful for both sales and marketing guys, because they here and the organizations where, the startups. So this is going to be a game changer session. Why? Because if you can see the landscape of the technology, or if you can see the how the things are changing, so we can definitely see our younger generation, they understand the technology much better than us, and they scale a very, very, higher than us. And that's where actually the challenge as well as the opportunity comes. So I realized that it's very important to, have a session for the pharma industry on technology. We have done many sessions, but AI, after the advent of AI, we saw a lot of changes. And personally, I have seen a few and I explored few platforms, so which I'm going to share. Yes, Arpan, over to you for so I think what I wanted from both of you is I have a small presentation, but it's more like a discussion as well as kind of the sharing experiences as well as the challenges in AI and technology. Is that fine, Arpan?
Yeah, absolutely. Instead of making it a one-to-one presentation, I think if we can make it a more interactive discussion, I suppose the fruits will be better in case of the entire pharmaceutical industry and as far as the audience who have been with us right through. So let us take it forward, sir.
Yeah, perfect. So let me just share only 3-4 slides I have prepared, which needed to be just for an intro. So hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay. Perfect. So once again, welcome all of you for this beginner's guide to embracing artificial intelligence. So when you talk about artificial intelligence, we come across many terms indeed, like machine learning, ML, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. So we also see what are the timelines, how the era has arrived, and we also see some of the tools. So in today's discussion, we will understand the basics of what is AI and how it is impacting our careers, and some of the benefits as well as both advantages and some disadvantages also there with AI. But anything that comes comes in, if you master it, that will be your servant, and if you can't, then you will be a servant to it. So let us see this timelines, from 1784, where before that it was more like a manual thing, but in 1784 the era of mechanization started, and that's where the steam engine and the railways, that kind of development started in the world, and the Western were more advanced than any other country at the time. And when it comes to 1870, that means around after 100 years, the era of mass production has started, where the countries like Germany, Japan, and now the China is now the undoubted leader in production and mass production. So this era continued till 2000, and still it is continuing with only one big brother called China. When it comes to the era of information, which was started in 1970s, so this is where we have seen the advent of computers by IBM and Macintosh. So that's where the era of information started, and that is there for another 40 years. Now, since 2000s, maybe around 1985, 95, 96 onwards, so which we can put it as 2000s, the era of data analytics, IoT, that is Internet of Things, and machine learning started. And today we are at 2022-23, where the advent of AI has actually surpassed all other innovations like the IoT, ML, blockchain, all those things now went back, and now AI is leading the most leading technology from 2022 to 2023. So we'll explore some of the tools which are useful for improving our productivity and which can give us some kind of inspiration in AI, and also some use cases we will see. So this is the quote which I would like to start with. Artificial intelligence is not a substitute for human intelligence. It's a tool to amplify human creativity and ingenuity. So let me stop my presentation, and then let's come to the discussion. So I will ask some questions, including maybe both of you as well as to the audience. How many of you have heard about ChatGPT? Deepak has already mentioned, so Deepak knows ChatGPT and the AI tools or OpenAI. If you know, you can just type yes in the chat box, so that we know at least a few people have already explored and they already been upgrading in technology. This word is becoming so famous from last, I think, few months, ChatGPT and OpenAI, and even the founder, I think Altman, has recently said that it's going to be even dangerous if it is not being under control. So there are it's not only just ChatGPT, but even the Google's AI founder also left recently, because he felt that the deeper development is going to hamper or is going to be dangerous to the humanity. But nevertheless, of these controversies, what I have seen is there are many things which is like handy and can help you in reducing your work burden. You might be wondering how AI can reduce your work burden. If I ask you, like Deepak and Arpan, how many, at least in a week, how many times you use either PowerPoint or MS Excel or a Word in a week?
Salesperson, PowerPoint and presentations are very, very important, and very frequently we use, at least if you say in 20-25 days of field work, we do go through so many presentations, and ideally somewhere we make or somewhere we are asked people to make it. So it's very, very important for all of us, and we are the part of that PPT, and somewhere we if you ask me, these presentations, we frame it sometimes for people, and sometimes we ask people to make it.
Yes. Either you prepare
Yes.
it, or you ask your team to prepare it and then present it. So roughly, even I know now Arpan is a associate professor, and at least every day he has to make one presentation, because either he has to add some content or delete some content, and he has to upgrade. Am I right, Arpan? In your day-to-day
Yes,
working?
yes, as a assistant professor, I may not be requiring much content, but I am once again heading two departments. I am heading the training as well as the placement. So for training part, I do have to make some PowerPoint presentations, and for the classes, I make those presentations so that they become more understandable. Because whenever we are keeping our audience with the visuals, it carries a lasting impact as far as memory is concerned. So the recall becomes easier. Instead
Yes.
of verbally telling them, if we are able to visually also influence them through the presentations, through the visuals, I think the impact is better, and the impact is long lasting. So for that reason, they carry a better impression as far as holding on to the memory is concerned, and also understanding of the topic is concerned.
Absolutely true. And can I ask one question, Arpan? How much time it will take for you to prepare one presentation on, it's from the scratch on maybe communication skills, or maybe on, kind of, interview preparation. So you are taking one session on interview preparation. How much time it takes for you to prepare one slide, one deck?
Well, let me take you to the time when I first started doing these things. That was maybe 2 years back, just when we were coming out of the COVID, and I started making presentations, preparing presentation. Well, sometimes it would consume the entire day, as far as I was concerned, because I was a novice as far as technology was concerned. Because so far we did not actually need so much of technology in pharmaceutical industry. But then we had to change ourselves as per the changing era. And like I said, that every skill that we learn has a shelf life of 2 to 3 years. So it's an era of learning, unlearning, and relearning, and upskilling and reskilling ourselves. So yes, in today's context, well, I can finish up a presentation, preparing a presentation maybe within 1 hour, if I have the content ready.
Content.
Because see,
If
for
you
any
have a content
presentation,
ready, it will take 1 hour. If you don't have a
it will
content,
take 1 hour. Without a content, well, then it might take more, because I have to develop content. I have to search through Google all those contents which I actually need. That means I really have to start from scratch, like you said. So it will take maybe 1 or 2 hours more. But if I have the content ready, I'm pretty confident of doing it within 1 hour's time.
yeah. So roughly, if I take from scratch, from content to the presentation, even to the beautification, it will take 2 to 3 hours, between 2 to 3 hours.
Yes, absolutely correct.
Okay. Deepak, yeah, tomorrow there is a session. Maybe you wanted to present your entire zone. So from content to the entire presentation, how much time it is taking right now for you?
If I have a content ready,
No, content is not
if
ready.
I don't have, if I start from scratch and I have to present it, if suppose I have a 24 hours time, it will be very, very tough. So at least I need time just to make the flow only. It will take almost a day. And similarly, making presentation again, making all the corrections, making on the flow. So I will be, I will be on the back foot and say 24 hours is not possible for me to make a presentation.
Great. I still remember, Deepak, when we were actually sitting in head office, especially when we were heading Impulse. हम दोनों मतलब we used to prepare a presentation for 2 to 3 days. We used to sit.
Yes,
मतलब,
right.
In a day, maybe 3 hours, 4
Exactly.
hours. And then we used to create a 20 slides presentation. And then we used to go to Mandip sir, and who used to set the entire flow. ये slide के बाद ये आना चाहिए, ये पहले आना चाहिए, बाद में आना चाहिए, corrections, and all that it used to take around 2 to 3 days.
Right. And all we have to go through all quality checks and analysts. Yes. We used to work on that. What will be a flow? There are corrections were there, and if you say, when we say what are the steps, process, first of all, how this has derived, from where you have got this presentation.
Yes.
What and why? What made you to enter this the content in this? And there were corrections. So it almost means if I have to present, I need at least a week time minimum.
Yeah. So even I remember, when you were heading the training in Sipla, you used to take the presentation, like, you used to take the entire day. You need to present with different types of content, and it was somewhere around 1 week you used to spend only for the collection of the content, and then preparing it, and then showing it, and then recorrection, right, and then finally taking the approvals, right?
Right, sir.
I think this is a similar problem or similar things happening for all marketing guys or sales guys.
Yep, absolutely.
Especially product managers. It is, for the cycle meetings, I think they take around 1 or 2 days at least. They first take the content, prepare it, and then they show it to their bosses, and then they finalize it. If I say all this can be done in 10 seconds, can you believe it? Including preparation of the content and then making a presentation, it takes not much, more than 10 seconds.
I think of only one line. ICS hai to mumkin hai.
So this is what AI can help us. So that's what, see, usually, when everything, when anything comes, the change comes, people get, first of all, they reject it. They say that no, ye hamara liye nahi hai, and this will not impact me. This will not, replace me. And then after some time it comes, they understand that no, it is going to be impacting me. So panic mein chala jata hai. The next phase is panic. But those who understands, rather than skipping it or ignoring it, I learn it. And that those people will going to handle that situation, and they emerge as the leaders. So this is similar with other technology, similar with the situation, similar with teams. So let me show you some of the because I just wanted to show the practically actually the journey when it started was around 2 months back. When I was discussing with one of my cousin, who was from UK, and he's my brother-in-law, and I was talking to him, and he said that, dear, now you don't need to spend those many days, because I am sometimes preparing presentation for LPC, sometimes for the NIPER. So it is taking me at least 1 week. I spend for collecting the content and then creating it in a visually appealing. Then I felt, then he said that, have you used ChatGPT? Then I actually started, I started downloading in my, mobile, and I started exploring it. So let me show what, the history also you can see, and then we will understand what exactly is the ChatGPT, and then what are other tools that we can actually use. So let me share once again my screen. Yeah, I think my screen is visible now.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So this is ChatGPT. Okay, so just go to Google and type ChatGPT. You will find this called OpenAI. Just click on that. So this is the screen that that comes, and you need to log in or sign up. If you are a new user, you have to sign up. Otherwise, you have to log in. So I am already registered, so I just log in. I log in with continue with Google, or either you can have your own password and login ID. So these are the three tools available. I have not explored these two. One is actually for the designers, and this is, I think, integrate AI models into your application or business. So these two I have not explored. So let's talk about the first one, which is a ChatGPT. So now I just clicked on. Okay, so now you got this screen. Okay, so why you should understand ChatGPT is because it's a very helpful tool to get any kind of content. Okay, for example, now I'm using ChatGPT 3.5. ChatGPT 4 is a paid version, so which we don't need it actually right now. So I'm using ChatGPT 3.5, and then I will just say, for example, now I want today, for example, I am preparing for this presentation. So yesterday I decided let's have some presentation on AI, but I don't know what the kind of topic. So I just put AI topics for presentation. So what it is giving: introduction to AI, machine learning, deep learning, natural language. So I got the content, right? Just see, within a second, it has given me deep learning, natural language processing, computer vision. But this is what I was not expecting. So what I was expecting is I want a topic, which kind of topic I want to present in a presentation, like for today's presentation. So I just type, give me good title for presentation on AI. Unrevealing the power of artificial intelligence from concept to real world impact. Now I'm still not happy. Okay, so I will ask him to give more. So give 10 topics for presentation on AI. Now I will select from these 10 topics one of my favorites. So now it is giving me, right, machine learning and algorithms, deep dive into deep learning. So I get 10 topics. I can select from any of these topics. And now, for example, I have selected AI and healthcare revolution, right? So let me select this, treatment and beyond. Okay, now I got this, and I wanted to explore more. Okay, this is I got a content. So what I will ask, give 10 slides for presentation. So now it is giving me slide wise. So now I selected the topic and I put the topic here. So the title is AI and healthcare revolution. And this is what, you will talk about yourself and the date, the kind of thing. And then slide 2, introduction to AI healthcare, right? Brief overview. So it is giving me the everything, including title and mujhe kya baat karna hai within that slide. So everything is now there. How is it, Deepak?
Sir, means if I see this help would have been there in last, if 10 years back.
we would have saved a lot of days.
energy, and we would not have stayed for 2 a.m., 1 a.m.
Yes,
at office.
yes,
But
absolutely.
important for us is, sir, I take it on one side. How we use this as a tool, that is very, very important.
Yeah.
What happened, if I give an example of, if I go with school days also,
Yeah.
we were aware, but, teachers used to take exams, teachers used to give tests. And they used to say, first of all, you do it.
Yes,
And
yes.
then if any errors are there, we will try to rectify it. Now, what happened that if I give an answer immediately, that I will never think of.
Yeah,
I
correct.
will never use my thought process. My brain will become slowly, it will be, it will be dormant.
Yeah.
Because it will be, if I say, it will be more of, I will be addicted to this. And
Yeah.
tomorrow, unfortunately, if I say unfortunately, one point of time, I'm unable to use it because of some technical issue or maybe something. Then I will be helpless. And tomorrow, suppose I say, "Arey, kal to meeting hai, tomorrow is a meeting. So I am okay, I am relaxed, and by night I will put it and I will get it, I will frame it and I'm done."
Yes.
But unfortunately, when we have some issue, we're not able to use it. He's gone because his brain closed.
Yeah.
We're not able to use it. And then what happened? That day itself will be a learning. So I say this is a very good tool. To be very honest, at every platform, people can use it. But important is how my brain works, how I am correlating with what I am thinking. Otherwise, there are many things, because it is again and technology enabled, AI enabled is. It's
Yeah.
not because human makes it. It's not, it has been developed. So one part, it is very good. It saves time. But how I'm going to balance it between my thought process and what it is, it is showing, that is very, very important, very, very good. Looking the current context, how market is evolving.
No, absolutely true. That's why the quote that in the beginning I told, it's not a replace of AI is not a replace of human intelligence. It should be only the enabler. So as long as you use it for your enabling, because now you know the what is how to make a presentation and how to create, where to get a content, and we used to do a lot of research. Now it only reduces the time, but also gives you kind of the technological extension, what I could say, rather than just a replacement. But unfortunately, we don't know how the youth will take this, because they have never been worked on those many hours,
Exactly.
or they have never burned their midnight oil, and it's a danger if they don't learn manual kind of doing things. So coming to thanks once again, Deepak, for your valuable addition to this. So now I am not satisfied. Okay, for example, I wanted a better version. So there is something called regenerate. I just click regenerate. Now it is giving me a different version. So I can now choose between this or that. Okay. Okay. Now let me do one thing. So this is, even I can rate it, which is a better one, so that it remembers when you come next time, it will give you similar kind of the answer or the content which is required. So this is one part. This is one part of ChatGPT. You can ask anything and it will give you the kind of content. For example, you are launching a new product. So you can just put here, I'm launching a new product and my competitor is this. Can you give me, the strategy? So that will give you. But always remember, this is not a replacement. This is just a tool to help you. So rather than you are spending a lot of days for creation of content, you have a content here now ready and which is curated. So you can use it, to enhance your existing presentation skills. Now coming to the next tool. Okay, this is ChatGPT. I hope all of you from Facebook and YouTube might have watched this and probably learned something from ChatGPT. If you this is for audience. If you understood, you can just put yes, so that I can go next tool. So now we have many people joined in Facebook. Surendra Reddy says yes. Naziruddin, yes. Prashant says yes. Every day we are using Excel and PPT. Yes. Jyoti says good morning, sir, and yes. Pavan says yes. Amit Upadhyay says yes. Right. Okay. So I think people understood, and it's very, very simple. Just you need to go to Google and go to OpenAI ChatGPT, and then register yourself or register with Google, and then you can use just text whatever is required. Now we will explore the next tool. Okay. So what is the next tool? So now we got the content, but actually today only we'll talk about the presentation, Deepak. We will not discuss on Excel because we may have a time constraint, so we'll discuss on the presentation. Even Excel I have not explored completely, so let's do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But sir, just to add up,
Yes.
the design, the template, the slides which you make, will this AI will be able to give?
Yeah, so I will show you that few sites which are
Sites are okay, sir. See, there are sites. I think I know there are templates, but the way, because my presentation which are evolved once I learned from you is you have always been into like presentations. Whenever I tell to even people also today, my colleague also, that wherever you want to make presentation, learn from Mr. ICS. Because it's very, very
that's
important.
so sweet of you.
No, so it's a fact. And second is, I feel there are good number of tools which are available. People are having key enablers which are helping them in different fields. Someone want to strengthen in the field of Excel or Word or presentation. But end of the day, how my mind works, how my thought process works.
Yes.
That's if it is helping me strengthening my thought, if it is helping me strengthening my skills. That today I am sitting in X and I want to go to Y, whether this will help me to reach that Y or not. Just to minimize the time, and because when I make something I feel proud of, even if it takes 1 week also, then I feel that this is a presentation which is made by me. And somebody, if today you give me a presentation, I present, I will not be able to present.
You cannot actually. Yes, because you don't know what to talk on what slide.
Exactly. And even if I brief it, even if I go through it, I will not be confident enough to stand on the stage and present it.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. Presentations are meant to be made by the presenter itself. Then only you'll understand what to talk in which slide, because you also do a rehearsal. You also know why you are putting that word or a picture.
Right.
So that's why. But now there are few websites which can give you a kind of basic outline. But again, once you are making your own presentation, that will be of the best, and no AI can replace, because that's what I'm exploring these websites, whether can I get a better presentation than what we are making today. So, but let us understand those, and then even once we get the flow and kind of thing, then probably but always human creativity, even though AI whatever explores, as of now it is not thinking like human, but maybe in the future they are actually making some bots which think like human, and they also have feelings, they also think. So that is actually probably that time I think all the creativity and everything will be done by AI, but which is not actually advisable. So let me show you, I think ChatGPT we understood. So now let's go to, okay. So this tool is called Tomi AI, TOME, Tome app, Tome.app. This is a AI for presentation. So just go to that website. Okay. So either you try or you can just sign in. If you're already signed in, because I am already signed in, so I'm already registered. I'm going directly to the website. Okay. Sign in with Google or with your even Apple also, you can do that. You just select your account. Okay. So now we have entered into the site. Now, Deepak, can you see this pink button on the extreme top right side?
Yes.
Create. Okay. These are some of the templates. Or so you have got, I think, around 50 or 100 free presentations you can make based on your credits. After that, you have to pay. So I have made only 2-3 so that I don't have any issue. So I'll just go to create. This is again integrated with artificial intelligence. So let me put the same title here. Okay. So enabling creativity with the AI. Deepak, you give me any topic. Let's explore that.
If I see current one of the like digitalization in pharma industry, in pharma sales, we can say.
Digitalization in pharma sales. Okay, now I just given the topic to my bot, Tom AI. Okay, so now it has given the content. Digitalization pharma sales case study. XYZ Pharmaceuticals, a mid-sized pharma company, implemented a digital sales enablement platform. And then it is giving a kind of challenges, opportunities, and then digitalization sales overview, CRM implementation, sales analytics, digital marketing. And so these are something which I say that, no, I'm not happy with this. So it is reframing the entire presentation. And you can even select the, it will also give with pictures and all, which I think we need to again explore. So, see, it has come with the pictures, relevant pictures, digitalization pharma sales. Okay. So this is one site, Tomi.app. So where you can directly give the topic, or that will give you the entire presentation flow. Okay. So this is one. I think apart from this, you also can duplicate, rename, export to PDF, add logo. So all these are for the paid user, these two functions, export to PDF and all. But you can duplicate it and you can share it and all those things you can do. So this is one. Okay. So now let us go to the other site. This is called gamma.app, GAMMA.app. GAMMA. I'm just typing it in the comment so that you can refer next time when you wanted to explore. And then Tomi, TOME, Tomi dot, that is called Tomi.ai. Right. So go to Gamma app. So this is how it looks like, a new medium for presenting ideas powered by AI. Either you can sign up, or I am already signed up. So I will go to login, continue with Google. Okay. So now you have these options: create new, okay, new from blank, or import. See, for example, I have one document. Okay, let me show you document. So my this thing. I have a document, which is, again, this is, made from AI itself, from ChatGPT. I have just copied here in my Word document. Okay. Why this is not opening? Word could not start last time. Save. Okay. Do you want to restart? So you can just say, select any kind of document. So which you can let us see, how we can import that. So for example, I want to import the document. Okay, so no, that is not opening. So this is my document. Okay, and I am just opening it from there. That is on, again, digital marketing in pharma. Okay, so this is the document. Okay, which is in Word. So I can either from Word or Excel, you can just import it. Now you select a theme. Let me select this theme. And then you present it. Okay, so this is actually presenting the document. Now let me see how to create a new one, new AI. Okay. Generate. Okay, go to generate, and then whether you want to presentation, document, or web page. So I'm going for presentation, right? Okay, write the topic here, digitalization in pharma, right? So continue. Yeah, so now it is giving me the presentation, digitalization in pharma. I think this is much better than the previous one, Tommy, right? Tom say better.
Right.
It is more relevant pictures and giving the content also, very nicely. Barriers in digital transformation in pharma, the cultural resistance, data sharing, data privacy, and limited IT measures. So it's giving the kind of timelines and everything, like you see risk management, regulation, transparency. So what are the limitations and the future outlook and potential? Now you see, and you can just present it. Okay, so let's start with digitalization in pharma. So it is giving my name also. I don't need to enter anything, just I put the title and this is the result. The benefit of digitalization in pharma, examples, and then wearable technology in healthcare, virtual clinics, digital therapeutics, artificial intelligence, right? Barriers to digital transformation in pharma. So these are some of the barriers we all know, because cultural resistance, Arpan always used to mention this. Being in pharma, we don't want any alien to come into our industry. So that's why we adopt last. Every industry takes, now you see the digitalization, every industry is so equipped with technology, and now the pharma is just learning, taking the baby steps. So that's the cultural resistance. And data sharing, because it involves a lot of patient data. So we cannot share with everybody, especially in the digital platforms. So that is again one of the barrier. And then limited IT infrastructure. I see this because working in IT itself, I know what kind of the value organization gives for IT. It's always business, danda, danda, danda. IT is last. Matlab unfortunately, pharma companies consider IT as a cost center. You understand cost center and profit center, right, Deepak?
Yes, yes.
So IT is considered as a cost center, like our meetings and kind of, all things comes under cost center, like even IT infrastructure. Actually, IT is the enabler which is going to define your organization, and that is considered as a burden, unfortunately. So that is also one of the barriers. See, it knows everything, what is good, what is bad, what are the advantages, disadvantages, everything has come. Now data privacy and security. Even see the kind of, the flow it has given, some of the pictures and timelines, and then the flow, and then again it has come with pictures. So this is cloud computing, cyber security, and the conclusion, the benefits of digital pharma, barriers, and then future outlook. How is this? Is it good, bad? Which one do you like, guys? Tommy or Gamma?
I think this looks much better, sir. And but again,
yeah, I understand your concern. But only thing is, what I can say is, for example, you don't have a time, and
yes,
and today's episode is an example. Yesterday we have decided, I called you in the night and I called Arpan in the morning, and we neither I have a presentation, nor you have, or even Arpan. Nobody is prepared. So these kind of situations can be managed with AI, but not always. What do you say? So there are now the AI is everywhere. AI in even now you can optimize your LinkedIn profile. You can optimize your branding, personal branding, and everything. I think either I don't know how many of you actually know. Even Facebook and LinkedIn work on AI. It's from
right.
many years.
Yes.
That is how they show you what kind of ads you're interested. You just
what are your likes? Even every that marketing, digital marketing which we have.
Yes.
Where we go through all the you take all the shopping websites. You take Amazon, Flipkart. You take any of. They will personalize for you because they all are AI enabled, and they understand what personalized for you, what as an ICS he likes in terms of apparels, in terms of its need, and he will remind you that this is a month now, you need to refill it.
Yes.
That's how AI works, and AI is today somewhere is now becoming a daily routine for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. You cannot escape from that.
No way. It's no way we can escape.
Only you should know the rules of the game so that you can play better.
It's
Otherwise,
very important.
Yeah.
It's a two-edged sword, if you say, sir. If how you are able to use it, how optimally you will utilize it, where you have to utilize that makes a lot of importance. And we should not be addicted to it.
Yeah, that is very true.
We should not be so into it that we lose our real charm of being a human.
Yes. You use them as a assistant, not a master.
Because whenever we have entered into any new thing in our life cycle, we always find that it's very good. You take anywhere, examples are there in front, but we were talking about digitalization. Digitalization really helped a lot. Time saved. Today, we don't have to carry so much of, earlier we used to carry so much of goods with us, hard copies and everything. Today, we know we don't have to carry, but that has also shown so many demerits, and people have lost a lot of their, a lot of things. It is because it is accessible to anyone. You are accessible. Mr. ISIS is accessible to anyone. So you
Yes.
know where you can hide
Open book.
yourself.
Open book.
Yes,
Now
you are
we
now
are
an open
books.
book. You know where you can hide. And sometimes that backfires. There we have to understand how we are creating firewall for ourselves, for our people, so that we can optimally utilize on a better way, giving us better result, and my productivity is enhanced and not that makes not a win. If I am today an X, my productivity is not going for X plus 1 and X plus 2, then there is no use of making this using these tools. On the other
Yes.
side, with less of side effects.
Yes, absolutely. You should know how to actually use it and where to use it.
Right.
Most importantly, not everywhere, but whenever you require, you get this content. When you don't have any time and you have to present it, then you have no choice. You can use these tools. But when you have a time, take this content and then you refine in your own way, put your own content and pictures, and then present it. So that gives you a lot of power. But I always remember that yes, Deepak.
In pharma industry, we say therapeutic window.
Yes.
Doctor always say that minimum, this is the dose you have, this is the minimum prescribed dose for you. If I'm giving you 5 mg of particular drug, it will work 5 mg. If you feel that it is going to be 10 mg, effect will be 5 mg, but side effects will be more. So
Yes.
we have to always understand the therapeutic window of that particular drug which have been prescribed.
Absolutely. Yes. Now over to you, Arpan.
Yeah, thank you so much, ICS sir, for such a wonderful presentation. In fact, yes, AI definitely gives us the window so that we can explore, we can do things very faster. And then, of course, whatever we get, we need to customize it to our requirement, because at the end of the day, AI does not have EI. So for that reason, the customization is there for us to carry out. So it's my request to everybody, in our quest for artificial intelligence, let us not lose out on our natural intelligence, because that's something that is definitely going to make us better than others as far as utilization of AI is concerned. Thank you so much for such a wonderful presentation. And in fact, it was not a presentation, it was more of an interaction, a virtual workshop, where you actually took a deep dive into the different ways in which AI can be utilized in the best possible way to not only make work easier, but to make things happen very faster. So yes, and there is a caveat that yes, we need to take the good part of it and delete the bad part of it, so that we can make the best use of the resources that are available to us. Now we come towards the end of the session, and it is 12:04. So we have completed 1 complete hour of discussing on artificial intelligence. So now I'll come over to ICS for his take home from today's AI session.
Before that, I want your story, Arpan. And without a story, we
A
cannot.
story comes last, because that's the conclusion that I draw.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so learning artificial intelligence is very important. Any technology, so very important, and use it for always, to enhance your creativity and your skills, so that you are going to improve your productivity and reduce your the manual working, and then you can focus more on the other tools like EI especially, because that's where actually you need to spend your more time on with your team, be with them and then encourage them, so you can reduce your presentation time and increase your AI time, and increase your EI time. So that's what my take on.
Thank you so much, ICS sir. When I'll go over to Mr. Deepak, that what has been his learnings from today's session?
My learning has been that first of all, we always have to be in the parallel to the market, how it is going. That's very important, and which is my today's learning is technology is, whether you want, you don't want, it will be a part of your life. This AI will be a part of your life, even if you want to, but we have to, first of all, learn from it. We have to understand it. Second is, we have to always understand pros and cons both. It is helping me, as I say, sir, very rightly said, ki if you are able to get some time by using it, how you're using that remaining time, either with your team, with your family, then only it will be fruitful for you. Otherwise, you said ki, earlier used to take 1 hour and I'm going 10. How you're using that 50 minutes wasting? No use. So this is my two key learning is, but yes, it's very, very important in the context of my industry, context of any industry. Today we have to be well versed how to use it and we have to optimally utilize it.
Absolutely, yes. If artificial intelligence gives me the work-life balance, definitely I'll go for it. But if artificial intelligence disrupts my work-life balance, then I need to think differently. Very good. So at the end of it, it's time for me to thank Imagica Health for being a wonderful session support partner for LPC for a long time. And we request you to continue your patronage on learning and development with this wonderful knowledge sharing platform that is Life Pharma Coalition. Now, before we end the session, there is a story which I narrate. Well, there has been a long gap since I last came on LPC. Well, so today's story goes like this, where there were two good friends, a banker and a teacher. They were pretty senior and they were almost on the verge of their retirement from their respective professions. Now, both had one common interest, and that was gardening. So one day, both of them went to the nursery to buy some saplings. And they went there and they both purchased the same saplings of the plants, and they planted it respectively in their gardens. Now, the banker used to take very good care of the saplings and used to water them daily, and he used to water sufficiently. And on the other hand, the teacher used to just put a little bit of water, but he did not give too much importance to the saplings. And as a result, in a few days time, the banker's saplings, they became greener, they started growing really fast. But on the other hand, the teacher's saplings, they grew, but they were not so green and they were not so fast growing. And days passed and few months. And then one night, there was a violent storm. The next morning, both of them went to their respective gardens to check out on their plants. Now, the banker who used to water the plants a lot and give them a lot of time found that all his plants have been uprooted by that violent storm. But on the other hand, the teacher's plants were intact, though he did not water them much, nor did he take too much care of them. Now, what is the learning from here? See, in the first case, the banker used to give them sufficient water and used to take good care of them. And as a result of which the roots did not grow deep because they got sufficient water from whatever little they grew. So for that reason, the foundation or the base work was not strong. So they were disrupted by the storm. On the other hand, the teacher did not give much of a water, as a result of which the roots really had to grow deep. And in the process, their foundation got strengthened and the plants became very firm to the ground and they actually withstood the storm. In real life, my dear friends, we also need to strengthen our base. And the best way that we can strengthen our base is to focus on learning and development. We are in the quest of cutting trees, but how much are we sharpening the axe? Because if we are not sharpening the axe, a day will come when in a whole 24 hours time, we will probably not be able to cut a single tree. So friends, let us focus on learning and development and making our base strong. And that is going to strengthen our roots so that we can always improve our learning and development as well as our employability skills. So thank you so much, friends, for joining in this session of LPC 173. Before we all depart, a small announcement that 175 LPC 175 conclave is just around the corner at SIES School of Business Studies, Navi Mumbai. Quite a lot of you have registered, but those who have still not registered or are waiting, please register in the next 2 weeks' time, because we have lots in store for you at LPC 175. And believe me, it's going to be a great fountain of learning and development. And we are all going to quench our thirst for knowledge through great leaders who are going to be there to enrich us with their learnings, with their knowledge. So see you all at LPC 175 Conclave at SIES School of Business Studies, Navi Mumbai on 3rd of September 2023, a Sunday. So from all of us, that is myself, ICS Verma and Mr. Deepak, it is goodbye and namaste to
Thank
all of
you.
you with a promise of once
Great
again
Sunday.
reconnecting with you next Sunday at the same time, at the same platform with a new set of speakers and a new set of thoughts, a new set of learnings. So it's goodbye from Arpan Kumar Paul. Have a wonderful Sunday and namaste.